This podcast is brought to you by the CouchCommentators.shop. Help support the channel by purchasing your Couch Commentators merchandise using the link below.
Sorry I couldn't make it this week, gentlemen. I'm away on holidays. I've got the beach behind me. It's been a big weekend of golfing, drinking, fishing. I've had a good weekend. Obviously, missing this podcast it hurts. First podcast I've missed, actually, so it's tough. But look, 2024, great year. And I hope everyone had a great year too. Thank you for the support. It's been great. Hopefully your resolutions come through for next year and bigger and better things for the Couch Commentators, obviously. 2025, obviously the year of the Sharks as well, so I look forward to us winning a premiership. As for that, look, Dan, James, I'm putting you in charge of this podcast this week, so don't fuck it up.
Hello, and welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the nation, and some would say the world. As always, I'm James, and that's Dan. Wait a second, that doesn't sound right.
This doesn't feel right. What's going on?
Yeah, look, it was bound to happen eventually. I think this is the first podcast missed by Brandon. Everybody else has had probably a couple.
Yeah.
Lucas has had a season missed.
Mate, in 93 episodes, it's pretty solid effort from the bloke.
Yeah, look, we won't say it to his face, but he'll hear it editing at least. Look, so this podcast could be a little bit scuffed, a little bit different. We do have the cricket on in the background, so if we look distracted, it's because we are.
It's because Cummins almost just got out.
Yeah. Dan, look, even though I've seen you plenty of times over it, how have you been since last time? It's been 2 weeks. I know a lot's happened in your life since then.
Yeah, mate, well, since the last podcast, me and Mum have moved, as you know. You helped. You and Brandon helped. Then we had Chrissy and done a lot of other things, and yeah, just been having fun and unpacking the new house and eating a lot of food and drinking a lot of alcohol. How about you, mate?
Beautiful.
How's your last 2 weeks been?
Oh, look, they've been great. Sort of that good mix between busy and relaxed. Helping you was probably the more busier things that I've done. That, and we hosted Christmas here, which anyone out there that's hosted a Christmas at home knows there's plenty that goes on behind the scenes, and it's a group effort to make that work. So that was quite nice.
And there was a fuck ton of food.
Yeah, fuck ton of food. Yeah, probably. So I lost that little bit of weight before the last podcast. I've probably put all that back on.
Mate, I think tonight's bin night at home, and I think me and Mum are going to be chucking out a fair bit of the food that we took home.
Yep.
Because we just, there was still so much pork left over. We couldn't eat all that.
Nah, well, there's some chicken I've got to throw out as well.
Yeah.
Another thing that I forgot to bring up at the start, YouTube viewers probably would have noticed, audio listeners could have also noticed, new mics.
Yeah.
Look.
Brand spankers.
Yeah, we're trying to step up our game in this podcasting world. Little arms, we've got hands now.
We can make gestures with our hands for the YouTube viewers.
Yeah, we're not going to bang the mic around all the time, sorry. So yeah, trying to make the podcast a better viewing experience and listening experience for the fans. All three of yous out there. I mean, millions of yous out there.
Or millions.
Yeah. So that's your little subscriber push. So you said we're at 93 episodes.
Yeah, and I think we're at 90 subscribers at the moment. So Brandon's catching me.
But you've got the jump on him. So
yeah,
if you're not subscribed for some reason, subscribe. And let's try to get to 100 subscribers before 100 episodes on YouTube.
Yes. Good. I know, no, I won't, because then I'll lose my unborn children.
All right. Accountability, we didn't bet, so we're all winners for once.
Woo! We didn't bet it yesterday either, so
yeah.
We didn't bet yesterday, we didn't bet the weekend that we moved, so 2 weekends of no betting. What's going on?
Look, Chrissy break.
Yeah.
Not that many races. There was a little bit of racing on the weekend. I didn't actually watch it, so that's my bad. We'll go to some listener questions here.
Best part of the podcast brought to us by you.
Yep. Look, I did warn you it's going to be a bit scuffed. Brandon knows all this stuff just off by heart. We've just lost Cummins. We're watching day 4. Yeah, that hurts. All right, so we'll go to the listener questions, and we've got the first one here from Kyle. He asks, expectations for the upcoming NRL season. Daniel?
There'll definitely be some games played.
Yep.
There'll be some tries scored, some goals kicked, some bad ref decisions,
Yep.
and Dragons probably won't make the 8.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I've worn my new Parramatta away jersey because I think this is finally the year of the eel. I know we may have said that for the last almost half a decade, but I think this year it's the year, new coach, new captain, new roster. Look, this could be the time. Yeah, other than that, look, there'll probably be a couple of random rule changes before the season starts.
Yeah, we've still got a couple months till the season starts, so they could squeeze in a couple.
Yeah, we love doing that. All right, next question. If you could go without one important thing in your life, what would it be and why? Funnily enough, I'll just go to you, Dan.
This is a hard one because, like, I don't know, honestly. Probably alcohol, just because not a necessity, and
Yep.
I don't drink that much as it is nowadays anyway. So might go alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice. The hard part is you said something important. It's the first thing you want to say
That was
is
important.
yeah. Could do without breathing. It's always been a bit of a waste of time, really.
Yeah.
Some people call it important.
Jeez.
Do without our pants.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I'd love to not wear pants around everywhere.
Well, actually, it's I reckon I could get by without undies.
Yeah,
You-
that's
Look, risk of shitting yourself, pretty small. But the freedom, it could be worth it.
right. Look out for those days where you fucking got the runs and you
Oh,
don't want to
that's the
follow
thing.
through.
You've just got to sit on the toilet at home.
Don't go to work, just sit on the toilet.
Thank you for that question, Kyle. That's a good one. Do you miss Brandon? That comes from some wanker, aka Brandon. No. So far we're going pretty good.
Didn't even realize he was gone, to be honest.
Yeah, look. There's going to be a couple of hiccups, but I feel like I'm filling in pretty seamlessly right now.
Yeah.
Considering I'm watching the cricket at the same time, I'm
I feel like you've slotted in just like Sam Constance did.
yeah, like Sam Constance, like one Scott Boland slots into the bowling attack.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So we'll go to the next question. What time is acceptable to start drinking between Christmas and New Year's? Coming from Matthew Caswell. Dan, you're not the biggest regular drinker.
I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, look,
Everyone's usually got the time off work nowadays.
when I'm on holidays, I try. This is a loose try to last till 12. If you buy the beach though, all of a sudden 11:30 is pretty close to 12, and like 11's pretty close to 11:30, and so on and so forth.
And all of a sudden you're drinking at 9 a.m.
Yeah. So I think it depends on what you're doing. If you're sitting at home watching cricket, you might try to wait till maybe 2 o'clock. It might be healthy. But
Maybe.
if you're down by the beach, putting the feet up, just not giving a fuck, who cares what the time is?
Exactly. I feel like that's what your brother's been doing the last couple of days.
Yeah, look, communication with him's gone to the shit. He's dead to us.
Takes a day to reply.
All right, so next question. I'm sorry for if it sounds like I'm searching for stuff. I am. Our setup's a bit scuffed as well because Brandon's got his laptop gone. So
Brandon took his laptop with him.
Working with a smaller screen. If you had to be any other animal for a day, what would it be and why? From Maddie C.
I feel like I'd be a cheetah.
Cheetah?
Just to experience what running fast is like.
Yeah, I'm going to go a similar answer, but different. An eagle.
Just to feel what flying's
Fly
like.
fast, yeah.
That's both understandable answers. Like, I've never ran fast in my life.
Yeah.
Last time I timed myself over 100 meters, it took me 20 seconds. That was about 5 years ago. So now it probably takes me about 40.
Yeah, I'd love to glide around like an eagle, and you know how they do those just like gravity drops.
Yeah,
that would be pretty sick. Just then stick out the wings and glide away.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope, honestly.
Next question: what is your go-to snack whilst on the piss? This one's from Maddie C as well. So, he might just be on holidays as well. Dan, what's your go-to snack? You're our food connoisseur.
Good chicken shapes with some cheese.
Yep.
Cabanossi. That's pretty good snack while you're on the drink. So yeah, I think that'll be my answer.
My answer, look, you don't get to have it all the time, but it's just great whenever you do. Some chorizo on a barbecue or just any hot plate. Fry it up a bit, just delicious, nice and crispy. The salt goes well with the beer. It just works. If you haven't tried it, you got to get it. Just get a couple for your next drink. Cut them up into small pieces and just throw them on a barbie.
I think it was last time we went down to parents' house, wasn't it? We had some,
Yep. It came out on my last punters club trip away as well, and like it's something I should just have ready to go in the fridge when I'm drinking.
Just a pocket chorizo with a knife. One of those portable hot plates.
Yeah. Well, fuck, we live in Australia. You could probably cook it on the concrete or on the road some days.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So, favorite video game of all time. This comes from Maddie C again. This is a great one. For this question, I'll include that you can say a franchise because from that franchise you could still have a favorite, but I think that just makes it a bit easier.
I think just because of nostalgia, I'm gonna have to go with Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
that was like my go-to game when I was a kid, and then when they remastered it and that lately, it was good feeling coming back to it.
Yeah, well, that's because our family had an Xbox while you had the PS2, and then
I converted to Xbox.
You did convert to Xbox for the 360, but a lot of those Crash Bandicoot games were on the PS2.
Yeah,
it was always cool when we got to go back over to your place, play that, because we had a PlayStation 1 to play the original on, which was quite fun as well. For me, I think my answer is Pokemon. Like when I think of the amount of hours I would have played over my life, the amount of enjoyment I still get from a new game. Just recently, one of my Christmas presents. Have you seen those? Obviously, dodgy, like old, like they look like a Game Boy, but you can play tons of video games from all different things. It's just got multiple emulators and stuff on it. So I got that from my sister, and I've been playing Pokemon Emerald again. So I'm
gonna have to get onto this.
Yeah, it's good fun that.
Might give us some money.
And like Brett's been playing Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ashley.
So so if you're looking to get into a bit of a dodgy video game console, look, I don't think we can be in trouble for buying it. Just whoever sells it might find himself in some strife.
Yeah.
Hit up Ashley or DM Dan, who's going to DM Ashley. All right, we'll go to this next question. Alcoholic drink of choice over the Christmas. That comes from Aiden H. Harrington. Dan, this is an easy one for you.
Just my normal drink of choice. Just a vodka OJ. The Voj's.
Nice. Look, my Christmas present from work was just $100 gift voucher, so I brought a big liter bottle of Gentleman Jack. So my choice has just been that, plenty of ice, and just a small nip of Coke. That's been my drink of choice, and it has tasted delicious over this Christmas break.
And then on Christmas Day, you had the tingles.
Yeah.
Did you have much tingles on Christmas Day?
Oh, I had a couple. Couple. Funnily enough, I had some on Boxing Day as well because we just put it in a jug and shut it up.
The thing's still sitting there.
Yeah, I need to clear that out. All right, so the next one, what was the standout Christmas this year? I'm guessing that's meant to be for Christmas this year?
No, it was standout Christmas meal.
Christmas meal. Look, it feels odd because I get to eat it every now and then anyway, but since they've moved down the coast, so I don't get to eat it as much. My mum's potato bake.
Yeah,
because it's a hit every year.
That was going to be my answer as well. Your mum's potato bake is so good. I think it was like 9:00 Christmas Day. Me and Brandon are sitting here looking for a movie to watch on Disney Plus, and he's chucked the other tray of potato bake in the oven, and we just both just hung into it.
Next question. Favorite sporting moment of 2024, and this comes from Frank Walker from National Tiles.
One would definitely have to be Game 3, State of Origin, winning in Queensland. Nothing better than beating the Queenslanders up in their home. It was just a magical moment.
Yep.
Seeing us lift the shield in Queensland. Nothing beats it.
Yeah, it was very special. I'll only add to it and say Game 2, Mitchell Moses.
Yeah.
Dominance brings it to 1-1, knowing that there's going to be a decider in Queensland.
Yeah.
Yes, toey stuff. All right, let's get to the speak pipes. We've only got a couple. The first one, it's already a bit unhinged just from the title, but I'll just say it's Bunra.
About Jasper Bumrah.
Who almost just got a wicket then. All right.
Hey fellas, Rang here, calling in, watching the cricket. Jasper Bumrah, he can get fucked. I'm calling for the Australian government to issue funding to the CSIRO to start an inbreeding program so that we can start getting our own Jasper Bumrah. Mate, if this guy's parents weren't brother and sister, he'd be nowhere near this good. It's just not fair.
Look, it could explain the double jointed elbow that hyperextends when he bowls.
Could be the reason.
But the only thing I have to say about this is, why wouldn't Tasmania have bred a bajillion more Ricky Pottings? Like, they've had one.
Yeah, they could have had 27 more.
Yeah. Don't worry. Scotty B's not out. We can calm down. Obviously, the test match is over by the time this has come out. But I just wanted to calm everyone down.
It's actually a new year by the time this has come out.
Yeah. This is the New Year's podcast.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's head on. I think we've both answered that.
Yeah.
So we've got one from Gerald.
Oh, hi Dan. It's Gerald here. I listened on the last episode and know that you went on a date with Lucy. You let her know that if she tries to go on a date with you again, I'll fucking bury her. What we have is special, Dan, and I won't let her stand in the way. I'll see you later.
Well, that's one's more directed at you, Dan. So, any thoughts?
Well, Gerald, you're wrong there because I went on a date with Jess, not Lucy. Lucy's a bit too unhinged for me. She wants to eat my Cheerio too much. Or yeah, Mate, Gerald, you're just not my type, mate. First off, you're a bloke. I think. Not assuming. It's 2025 by the time this comes out.
Gender could be anything. Gender could be a helicopter.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a Apache attack helicopter. Yeah. Jess was more my type, but I haven't seen her again since.
Broken down over the holidays. Who knows? Might meet up again soon.
Might spark back up.
All right. So yeah, obviously we're doing a podcast the Sunday after Christmas.
Yeah.
Odd timing. Not a lot of speak pipes in. I'm glad with how many listener questions we got for the time. To be honest. So I'll just.
If anyone does miss their speak pipe, it will be in the next week's episode, hopefully. So look forward to that.
So we'll move on to the cricket chat. Look, we've got a lot of cricket chat. There's even something that I missed out on in here. So the big news at the end of the last test, I can't remember whether we had a chance to talk about this. I don't think we did. I think it happened pretty much the day we recorded or the day after.
Something like that.
Hazelwood got injured.
Yes.
And Scotty Boland obviously went straight into the test team, which was to the delight of a lot of people at the MCG.
Scotty B at the G.
Yep. He's sort of performed, hard to back up what he did back then.
Yeah.
Who knows this second innings if he fucking rips in and wins the test match for us.
Oh, there will be a statue.
There will be an absolute statue if he manages that. But all right, the biggest news before the test match was McSweeney out, Constas in. This was a highly controversial choice at the time, especially for a selector that has been criticised that he can't make big decisions. And
Yeah.
then when he did, nobody wanted it. But Konstas, the young Greek 19-year-old, fearless, hasn't had cricket ruin his life yet, like a lot of these players have.
Not yet.
Not yet. He comes in and, geez, that first over didn't look too good, did it?
Definitely didn't. It was looking a bit shaky.
And then all of a sudden, in one over, he hits, I think, 3 different ramps, 2 for 4, 1 for a 6 off Jasprit Bumrah. And all of a sudden, all of Australia has an erection on Boxing Day.
It's the hardest I've been on Boxing Day.
He makes 60 off 65. He becomes an overnight sensation superstar in Australia. What do you go from 4,000 Instagram followers to 140 something? Or
he's as of today, he's now as of Sunday the 29th, he's at 200,000.
There you go.
So he's gained 196,000 followers.
Yeah.
In the space of 4 days.
It was flamboyant. It was in ways aggressive, but the thing that was more aggressive was what happened in the middle of the pitch to him with Virat Kohli, the Rat Man, no longer called King. He hits him with a bit of a hip and shoulder straight in the middle of the chest.
I would have been sent for 10.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that in NRL. You're not allowed to do it in AFL anymore. Look, what do you reckon the suspension would be if he did that in an NRL match?
I reckon maybe just 1 game, 2 games.
Yeah, well, for this, he gets a 20% match fine.
Yeah.
No suspensions. I saw it get compared to one from Rabada. This was in the same series where we had Sandpaper Gate. It was a light brush that Rabada did on Steve Smith, and Rabada had to miss 2 test matches.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Is it all Kohli's plan to get himself into the test match, knowing that the ICC and the BCCI were never going to punish him too much? Look.
Kohli was just upset that Sam Constas has now taken his role as king.
Yep, there was a new king in town.
Exactly, King Constas.
Maybe that's actually what we don't know. That's how you actually pass off the crown, with a shoulder directly to the chest.
Maybe actually, yeah. When the bloke's not looking and you walk a whole pitch over it.
I love that meme of
with deviation. It's the best.
Virat Kohli's walk with deviation and without.
That was a pretty good one. I liked it.
It was also the first time in what feels like forever, but it's probably more like a couple of years. All of our top 4 scored above 50.
Yeah, well, it actually has been a while.
Yeah.
Because I think I heard on the radio on Boxing Day or on the day after, it was 2010 the last time that happened.
2010, that sounds too long ago. I've got no choice but to believe you, but it sounds too long.
It was either 2010 or that was one of them.
Yeah.
Because it's only happened 3 times this century.
Wow.
For an Australian team.
Yep.
For their top 4 to score 50 runs.
Yeah, that's pretty hectic. And it brings us to our number 4, Smudge, Steve Smith. He's come back bigger, better, maybe. But he's come back-to-back tons in back-to-back test matches. 140. There was a bit of struggle at the start, but I think for most of that innings, we saw the Steve Smith of old, the safety net of Steve Smith that could carry you in his arms out of the car and into your bed and tuck you in. Dad was home.
Do weigh 160 kilos.
Yeah, Dad was home. He's there for you. You're safe. Look, there was no better feeling through the Boxing Day afternoon and then into the day after, seeing him score that 100 and then continue on. Thought he was sure for a 150. Ends up getting out for 140, but great knock.
It was a good knock, especially when he started to loosen up. He started to hit more shots. He started to play like the Steve Smith we know. Yeah,
he even brought out sort of that almost tennis shot slog that he does onto the onside. It was all there. Look, so our first innings got us to 447, and at that time, all of Australia's got their cocks out. sort of forgetting that it's a game where both teams bat on the same pitch.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it looked like it was going to be a very easy batting pitch for quite a while. Look, Rohit Sharma still can't bat.
He hasn't batted all
The
series.
real openers of the Indian Test team, they were looking pretty good for a while.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why Rohit promoted himself.
Yeah, it sort of made sense and hoping to get back to his more comfortable position. But
Yeah.
look, he's just in a bit of a struggle. I think he limps through the Sydney Test, and that might be his Test career done, unfortunately, unless they make it to the World Test Championship. He might play that. But yeah, look, age comes around for all of us. If you're Smith, you might get a bounce back, but not everyone's that lucky.
Yeah.
So Jaiswal was looking great. KL Rahul got out for something cheap. Not too cheap, but not too much. Then Kohli absolutely barbecues Jaiswal on 82.
This was great.
This is peak comedy. This is theatre. This is why we watch Test cricket.
Yep.
This is 80s, 90s versions of Southeast Asian teams coming to Australia and just getting things completely wrong.
Yeah.
Kohli ball watching, even though Jaiswal was the one running to the danger and sends him back and just barbecues him.
Jaiswal just stands there like,
bro, I was set up for another 100.
Yeah.
It would have been a great moment for him, especially with the hype around Sam Constance's debut.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on, this is my generation.
Yeah. Did you hear the stat though that was announced yesterday?
No.
Yesterday was the first time he's been out after he scored more than 81 runs.
Oh,
if he gets over 81 runs,
he goes for like 200 or something.
He usually goes on to score 160 plus.
Yeah. And apparently the way you do it is you just get a greedy Kohli that that then happens to play a ball outside fifth stump once again.
This made it even better.
Oh, and it was only maybe like 3 or 4 balls later.
Yeah, it was. It was like the run out happened in the 1 over. I had the over break, and then they had 2 balls. And then it was the Kohli wicket. It was just great.
Yeah, it was. Oh, that is theatre. That's comedy theatre. So India looked to be in trouble. Stumps day 2. They were 5 down. Coming to the next day, and it looked like a different pitch again. After that, Jaiswal, like the Kohli wicket, and then we got another 2 to finish that day. It looked like everything was going to fall into place for us. Pant and Jadeja come out. I just wanted to bring up Pant's wicket. The falling over looked to lap down to fine leg, and you just top edge it straight down to the third man fielder while you end up on your back looking at the sun.
And then with just like 2 balls before that, he's done the exact same.
And cop one to the body.
Yeah, missed the ball and cop one to the body.
Like absolute peak. I can't remember exactly. Might have been Gavaskar actually on comms was absolutely roasting him. It was
that was great.
Comedy. And that was pretty much where the comedy started to run it out.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, look, he'd been threatening throughout most of the Test series. He's been one of India's best batsmen. He's been one of the series' best batsmen without scoring a big score till this game. Nitish Kumar Reddy, 105. What a knock under pressure. Had to face a lot of balls for it.
Yeah.
The ball was moving around, but at times he made it look easy. Even when the new ball came out, he still looked in control. Hats off to him. Did you see the footage of his dad watching it in the stands?
Yeah. I was watching it on 7 and they kept panning over to him.
Yeah.
And then crying once he hit it and everyone coming over to congratulate him.
Yeah, and I just want no more of that. My dad never looked at me like that. I don't want somebody else to have that satisfaction.
I actually seen a video today. Going back to his dad. His dad actually got to meet Gavaskar.
Yep.
And he like full leant down and like kissed his feet and stuff. So yeah, that's a bit that's a bit crazy.
Well,
But
did you know they're like gods over there?
yeah, like bro, he's just a cricketer, man. You don't have to kiss his feet.
And then he couldn't have done it without the help of Washington Sundar
Yeah,
scoring a nice little 50 there. Means we got him out for 369, where at one stage it looked like we are going to get him out for about 250.
which would have
Um,
been nice.
yeah, well, that's what's kept this test alive. And we still came in today, 100 or so lead.
Yeah,
You think a quick fire 200 or something like that, play like it's a one dayer, and send them back in with a like maybe 300, 350 lead.
yeah,
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Constance gets out very cheaply to Bumrah, and his world comes crashing down.
yeah.
Um,
As Rang said, Boomer's just been plowing through us.
yeah, he's something special. He's come out again, taking a bunch of wickets. Siraj, who had been under fire from just about everyone, including us, reminded us almost a bit about the last time they were here, because all of a sudden he's found out how to take wickets again. He's been coming in with a bit of zip, and we've had a great Australian batting collapse, which we hadn't seen for a little while. Usually one of our players gets us out of trouble.
Yeah,
The closest to it today was Labuschagne with 70. Fair to say he's back in form.
yeah.
It doesn't look pretty, but his runs never looked that pretty.
Nah.
He was known for getting dropped multiple times.
Yeah.
Look, what's that? 3 scores above 50 in the last 2 test matches?
Yeah, he got the 150, like 50 last test, and then the 2 scores this test.
Look, it's good to see because,
Yeah.
look, the Australian media was coming for him.
100%.
And look, he's 30. He's at the prime. He's got to take
Yeah.
us between these 2 generations. So, but the people that were wanting him to get dropped, it just couldn't have happened. We had to have him return to form like this, and it's
Yeah.
great to see.
You almost got to say he's got to be the glue
Yes,
between
exactly.
the 2 generations. Because it's like Usman's not got long.
Smith doesn't have long.
Smith
Marsh doesn't have long.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Cam Green to come back. Hopefully, he comes back from his
Like,
injury all right.
You'd think Head's still got
A couple of years, but
good few years.
he's not much like I think he's similar age to Cummins. Someone was talking about him as the vice captain. He's like, by the time Cummins retires, I'm pretty close to as well. So
yeah,
that way, like he's not there for the longest time. So that's one player that I think has cemented himself and given himself a second life. But a player that, unfortunately, after having one of the best years of his life, winning the Alan Porter Medal as the best Australian cricketer in all 3 formats, look, I think it's time for Marsh to go.
Yeah, and if the man that you mentioned, Cam Green, wasn't injured,
he wouldn't be
he
playing
wouldn't
right
be in
now.
the Test match. He wouldn't be in the series.
Look, I probably wouldn't have even picked him this Test match. And there was times yesterday where I was thinking it like, he's just having another pace bowler, like pace bowling all around him would just help.
Yeah.
Someone that can actually put some overs in, take some wickets. Look, he's not as express as Cam Green, but Bo Webster's a great player that could find himself in the team anyway in the future, because you would imagine Cam Green's overs will probably slow down with his liver disease as it is and stuff like that. Bo Webster's been one of the best players in the Sheffield Shield for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Bowls well, bats pretty good as well. I think he has to come in.
Give the kid a chance.
Yeah, but the way this is going, well, to be fair, if India managed to win this Test match, it's really a no pressure.
We're screwed anyway.
Yeah, it's a no pressure situation at Sydney, so I think you have to bring him in.
Yeah, exactly.
It becomes a bit sketchy if this is drawn or Australia wins and it's a do or die.
Yeah,
but I still think you have to. Like right now, it feels like we're playing without a player. Like his last 5 scores have been like under 5 or something like that.
And it's we're basically just passengering around the country.
And obviously he's a great bloke. He's pretty good in the field. The boys all love him, but if it's not working, it's not working. And we're in the business of winning Test matches.
Yeah.
But the championship, Test championship coming up that we need to win to make. I think unfortunately for him, he's he's had that moment in the sun, and it's faded.
Yeah, and there was the inkling of the after the last test that he was injured.
Yeah,
And it does can set because he's not bowling as much, and you need someone to relieve Pat and Stark
well,
because we don't have Hazelwood there. We've got Boland, but Pat and Stark can't bowl all day every day.
You can see the effects, and even in the returns of Stark for this test, of what happened in the last test when Hazelwood got injured and Stark was bowling bulk. I think he bowled 24 overs in that
Yeah,
innings where we were trying to enforce a follow on. Yeah, the speeds were up, but he wasn't getting the same results.
yeah,
He even had a small back twinge, which look, he came back out and bowled and still bowled 140. So, look, that's that's pretty much about that. I don't want to harp on about it. It's not like I'm some cricket expert or something. A lot of people are saying it. It's not just me, but I think it's time for Marsh to
pack his bags.
Pack his bags. Still probably keep him in the 1 day setup. He's still
Yeah.
great. I had to bring this up only because we had such a laugh at the other one. I've accidentally miswrote in the show notes because Stark is a freak, but I meant to talk about the Stark run out.
Yes.
It only just happened recently. Cummins in trying to shield Stark, which look, Cummins is definitely more in form, but it's out of the two of them, it's like, do you really need to shield one or the other? You're both bowlers. Yeah, very similar to the Kohli Dryswell one.
Yeah.
But this one was they were running for 2. Stark turns around and runs because it's probably it was a comfortable 2, but Stark had to be on his but he had to be running quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, not as funny as their one because we're Australian and they're India.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was still pretty funny.
Yeah, I was in the car on the way over here when it happened, and we played, and it's just you hate to see it, you really do.
Yeah, and look, the last little tidbit on cricket that I've got here is Bumrah is a freak.
Yeah, he's got I think now it's 27 wickets for the series.
Australia's just got to a 300 run lead. Woo! Celebrate. Ooh. Yeah, the guy's a freak. He's just reached his 200th test wicket at an average of 19.
Ridiculous.
When you consider the pitches he plays on at home, that it's spin friendly and don't offer much for a pace bowler, he still manages to take wickets with the new ball there. And when he gets to come to Australia or England or South Africa, where it does do some, he cashes in deluxe, and that's what we're seeing here. Yeah. It looks like he's bowling on a different pitch to everyone else with the amount of seam movement he gets.
Yeah, you watch it yesterday, Pat and Starkey were not doing much by the end of the day.
Yep.
And then Jasper comes out today and was able to swing.
Yeah, it's just a different game, but that'll wrap up the cricket talk. By the time this comes out, this test match will be finished. We'll know whether Sydney is a dead rubber or whether it's a sudden death for the Border Gavaskar Trophy.
Because if it's
a draw or an Australian win, it's a must-win game.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, if Australia wins, we can draw the next one.
Yeah.
And win it.
But we need an outcome from this one to be able to retain the trophy.
Yeah, we have to win here.
Yeah. Well, to be able to get the trophy because they've got the trophy at the moment.
Yeah, sorry, it has to be a win or draw for us.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to win the next one.
Yeah. We'd rather win this one.
Yeah, if we can just win this one, then we'll actually be praying for the rain at Sydney, which will be a very funny situation. All right, so cricket chat done. We'll know our fate by the time this comes out. NRL talk. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Look, this has been talked about by a lot of people. We just thought we should at least include it so that way people can't say we're dodging the topic. But I don't know why we would. None of us are Broncos fans. But look, Ezra Mann punished by the NRL and club, 9-game ban and 90K. Look, the Queensland government didn't give him much, so hard to sort of argue with this. would have preferred it to be more of a half-year ban, but 9 games is sort of close.
I think there's been like the Broncos have said that there's things he has to go to. I can't remember what exactly they were called, but it's like programs that he has to go to like help out people and all this stuff.
Yeah, that's smart. I think I was even bringing that up when it first was announced, even before we knew how bad it was. I'm like, get him at schools, get him at stuff, and talk about it. How lucky he is, and
how lucky he is not to be in jail. I mean, what?
Yeah, pretty much. Look, we're moving through this podcast as you can expect. Other than the cricket, there's not a lot going on at this time of year.
Yeah.
Everyone is horizontal, eating ham and drinking beers.
Yep.
Or recording a podcast.
Why aren't we both?
Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah. So, we'll move on to the eye catchers. So the first one we've got here, LeBron James broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's minutes played record, which was 57,446. LeBron is now on 57,578 minutes and counting. Look, the guy is a freak and a prover of how modern sports science has prolonged athletes' longevity.
Like that's 20-year career.
Yeah, I think on the Christmas match he still scored 31 points and had a bunch of assists. Like
he's just crazy.
Like his haters will talk about his numbers now and they're a bit down and stuff like that, and they'll act like that's a bad thing. It's like you're comparing a guy that's close to 40.
He is 40.
Yeah. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah. Like he'll end his career with every record in the NBA that is possible.
I won't say they will be unreachable because, as we just said, with sports science continually getting better, there'll be a player that has a good run of injuries and dedicates his life the same, but we probably won't see it for a long time.
No. Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retired, what, 80s, 90s?
Yeah, I think 80s.
We're not very
basketball
NBA.
knowledge.
If Lucas was here, we'd be able to tell us, but we haven't seen him in a blue moon. So
all right. So because we don't know anything about basketball, we'll move on to something we know much less about. A bit of a sad eye catcher, this one. In the Sydney to Hobart, there was some strong winds, and the race can be hard at any time, but these winds were extra difficult. Unfortunately, there was 2 deaths in the Sydney to Hobart. One from the flying fish Arctos, and the other from bowline. Both were hit by the boom of the boat. Just condolences to the families.
I think they were out like near Bateman's, like just off the coast of Bateman's Bay.
Yep.
And it was just strong winds, as you said, and raging waters. And I heard something that like one of them like got hit off the boat, and the crew looked back and seen him in the water. Like
they're moving that quick.
They were able to get him, but he was gone already. Yeah, or something like that. And
just tragic.
Yeah, definitely tragic. You don't like to see that in a thing that happens yearly, and then the organizers of it were getting strife because like they didn't call the race off, and it's just like you can't.
You don't know until it happens.
Yeah,
maybe they could have called it off after the first.
Yeah, I think they were like pretty close together in time, which is ridiculous. Like that's crazy. Two people, same incident, like same thing has happened, and they both passed. Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I'll move on to a happier note. Bit of an eye catcher on the social medias. Friend of the podcast, long-time contributor, and a guest of the podcast, Aiden Earl, got engaged over the weekend.
Congrats, Aiden.
Congratulations. So that's just a quick little shout out.
It's the only shout out you're ever going to get.
you're one of the people that makes this podcast work and as funny as it can be. So just congratulations. New house, engaged, life's going up. He's been on the couch commentators.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
He's completed life.
Yeah.
He's played for the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, he's managed to do it all.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess now he just retires from everything or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like look, first obviously get married.
Yeah.
And then retire from everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just completed life. He doesn't have to do anything more. Maybe if he's missing kids or something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe there's another, who knows, maybe 80 years of life that he can live. giving him a long innings.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much everything that I've got for the podcast, Dan. Is there anything you want to add?
No, that's a good episode without Brandon.
Yep, we got through it.
Bit scuffed at times, but we did it.
Yeah, but some of that was the technology as well.
Yeah.
Again, so we're using breaking the 4.4. We're using my laptop, which is a lot less powerful. So we haven't been able to run it on the TV or have the video and sound coming through the same thing. So it's been a bit different. Look, Brendan's got to edit it, so that's going to be fun for him.
Have fun, Brendan.
So thank you, everyone. Make sure if you haven't, get some merch from the couchcommentators.shop. Look, I bought myself a new white one just on Christmas Day because my one was a bit dirty.
It's looking a bit brown these days.
Yeah, so
not brown, but solid.
And it's for the cheap price of what was it, $14.99?
$14.95. Yeah, $14.95.
$14.95. I was ripping off the fans by 4 cents.
4 cents, mate. They could buy something with that.
So thank you. I thought Australia's innings had just come to an end.
Yeah, so did I.
And have a happy new year. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and enjoy. See yous.